Hello, this is the MIT OpenCourseWare-centric Wiki World University and School WUAS News and Q&A on Monday, September 8th, 2024 at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time on the west coast of the USA, 7:30 p.m. I think in India time. And please check your time converter to join as we wait to see if people will join this open WUAS news and question and answer. I'd like to share a little news with you and to the effect that first, thanks to the Google AI Social Impact Summit, google.org, which is a philanthropic wing of Google, on Wednesday, September 4th, 2024. It looks like, and to Peter Norvig, and regarding his Tulify AI WUAS article, Revolutionizing Education with Machine Learning and AI, World University in School, WUAS universities in 200 countries, potentially, and in their main languages. Glad that nonprofit World University in School seems to be onboarding further with hashtag Grow with Google. And after the July 30th, 2024, hashtag Grow with Google PGH in Pittsburgh meetup. And as hashtag WUAS 2 wings. And this refers to the Google AI Social Impact Summit, google.org summit on 9/4/24 for nonprofits, and the MIT OpenCourseWare-centric Wiki World University and Schools first wing is a nonprofit, tax-deductible legal entity. And that in attending this Google AI Social Impact Summit online from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where many of the people were in Mountain View, California, World University and School seems to be onboarding regarding our nonprofit wing. But I also attended this on behalf of World University and Schools WUS Corporation, for-profit general stock company legal entity in California wing, the WS Corporation, or the WUS Academic Press, also the WUS Educational Services Stores, planned in 200 countries, both physically and digitally, and for speakers of all 7,164 known living languages in those countries. So in attending this google.org, Google AI Social Impact Summit, and the July 30th, 2024 Grow with Google Pittsburgh meetup as WUS 2 wings, World University and School seems to be onboarding with Google, which is great, and with Grow with Google. Google Street View is in 220 countries and territories. That's fantastic. In that World University and School seeks to be in all 200 countries and in their main languages for free online. WUS MIT OpenCourseWare-centric degrees, first in English, then in those countries' languages, bachelor's, PhD, law, medicine, IB high school, AAAS, master's degrees, accrediting potentially first in the state of Pennsylvania. So will World University and School, in collaboration with Grow with Google and this Google AI Social Impact Summit, accredit further with Middle States Commission on Higher Education, with offices in the greater Philadelphia area, Pennsylvania, and license in a parallel way with the state of Pennsylvania's Department of Education initially. So in the World University and School WUAS Corp are two wings, and still together in this unusual and remarkable set of possible synergies between the nonprofit wing and the for-profit general stock company legal entity in California. World University and School's steps since becoming a nonprofit in 2010 and a for-profit general stock company legal entity in the state of California in 2017 have been very gradual as we work out the relationship between these two wings. And just this past summer, World University and School further instituted the WS Corp, WS Press wing by paying a filing fee and filing a statement of information with the state of California's Franchise Tax Board on the WS Corporation side. And just a few days ago, back on the nonprofit side, World University and School registered for 3 Candid, which is affiliated with GuideStar.org, workshops or webinars on fundraising for the nonprofit side this September and October. So this is the first time we may be becoming organized with a organization like Candid, which is affiliated, as I understand it, with GuideStar.org, which in turn is affiliated with the IRS, and regarding World University and School being a tax-deductible organization that philanthropies and similar could give money to. This is a momentous further step. It's been a very long, difficult journey for World University and School, having no money whatsoever to speak of since 2010. And as we develop these two wings, both legally and in the state of California, as well as at the US federal government level. So this Grow with Google meetup on July 30th, 2024 in Pittsburgh, and this Google AI Social Impact Summit on Wednesday, September 4th, 2024 are fantastic further developments regarding World University and School WUS seeming to onboard further with Google and having gotten into Google for education in around the year, I think, 2015 or 2013, with many of our email addresses being in Google email. So check out the videos of this Google AI Impact Summit, which I think are available online, at least for the conference registrants, but they may be available more generally as well. So agenda item 2. This relates to a recent study that Claudia Passos Ferrara, a philosopher and at New York University, NYU, and who is the partner of David Chalmers, who is also a philosopher at NYU in the philosophy of consciousness, philosophy of mind, the mind-body question, about a paper that Claudia Passos Ferrara wrote about consciousness in infants. And World University and School is interested in questions of consciousness, both Western philosophy-wise and also yoga-wise, and regarding potentially out of the box genetic therapies that may be emerging for extreme longevity. So is there, or how can we begin to examine age-related consciousness? Consciousness being subjective experience, awareness, sentience, feeling, mind, and where this paper suggests, by Claudia Passos Ferrara, suggests that, or argues that, we can observe consciousness in infants. And regarding even measuring brain activity, for example, to signals external to the baby that the baby hears, for example, that this is one way of assessing, or it's a marker that babies have consciousness, infants. And in looking over her paper this morning further, I think that she is looking at infants up to 5, 6, 7 months of age. So how to begin to examine consciousness regarding extreme longevity and gene therapies, possibly for people who might live to over 122 years of age, where that appears to be the upper known documented limit for human life. And how to begin to examine consciousness regarding extreme longevity gene therapies for, at this point, 115-year-olds and older, of which there are about 7 people in the world. So a set of tweets in these regards: how to begin to examine hashtag consciousness WUAS, regarding hashtag extreme longevity, hashtag gene therapies, hashtag genes WUAS, in greater than 120-year-olds, and regarding Claudia Passos Ferrara's paper, which is titled, "Can We Detect Consciousness in Newborn Infants?" And you can read a copy of this paper at the Philosophy Archive for free online, which is related to philpeople.org website. And regarding hashtag infant consciousness, and also in the philosophy versus psychology debates, philosophers take certain approaches to understanding, to thinking about, to examining the mind-body problem, and psychologists, experimental psychologists, take a whole different set of methodologies and approaches, experiments to examining such questions. And also regarding consciousness, the hard problem, and consciousness, the easy problem. How to begin to examine these problems, these questions in consciousness and thinking about mind-body problem in people who might live longer than 122 years of age, and with some parallels to understanding consciousness in infants or examining questions of consciousness in infants. So item 2B, just a brief recapitulation about what the hard problem of consciousness is and so-called easy problems. In the philosophy of mind, the hard problem of consciousness is the question of why and how humans have subjective experience, while the easy problems of consciousness are the problems of explaining the function of consciousness. That's a quote from online, AI generated perhaps. And I would add, so not only how subjective experience works, for example, at possibly the molecular level, but also evolutionary biology-wise, and in philosophy versus psychology debates, and regarding infant consciousness, and how to begin to examine extreme longevity gene therapies consciousness in people over 122 years of age. So further, the mind, how to understand this intractable set of questions further, one way would be to think of a scientist, any number of scientists trying to look at people's brains and body minds and observe where consciousness functions and takes place and happens and how it works from a third-person perspective, objectively. And that is at this point impossible to bring together with the first-person singular subjective experience aspect of a person reporting what they're feeling, what they're thinking, other aspects of their consciousness in language. And that we have no way of explaining the mechanisms or how this works. These might be on the easy problem side of consciousness. And the hard problem of consciousness might be why we and other species have consciousness and how it evolved and what its function might be. For biological organisms on planet Earth. Interesting, fascinating questions. So item 2C, I asked how many people and what are their names who are older than 115, thinking in terms of possible ways to study consciousness in people who might who might grow over 122 years of age with upcoming extreme longevity genetic therapies, FDA approved in years ahead. And amazingly, Gemini AI said there are currently 7 verified people alive who are older than 115 years old. Their names are Tomiko Ituka in Japan, Ina Canabaro Lucas in Brazil, Elizabeth Francis in the United States, Ethel Caterham in the United Kingdom, Okagi Hayashi in Japan, Maria Brañas Morero in Spain, Saturnino de la Fuente Garcia in Spain. Gemini AI continued, it is important to note that there's a very small number of people and that the vast majority of people do not live to be this old. The oldest verified person ever was Jean Calment, France, who lived to be 122 years and 164 days old. So further possibilities for world university and school studies, philosophical examinations ahead. And I would further add that we would explore doing this on the virtual side and potentially in a realistic virtual Earth for consciousness, a realistic virtual Earth for brain science, a realistic virtual Earth for which would include avatar agent electronic health records of people, and possibly to study consciousness also, for example, via electronic health records. And think regarding a realistic virtual Earth, Google Street View with time slider, Google Maps, Google Earth, and little Pegman becoming electronic health records, avatar agent electronic health records. And think also at the Google cell view level, hypothetically, and the Google molecule level, hypothetically, and also of AlphaFold 3 server and Alpha Proteo regarding machine learning and prediction of molecules and proteins. So agenda item 3, this is about UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and of which I've written a number of papers and done a number of studies, and potentially as WUAS field sites and as classrooms too. And in particular regarding Pimachioin Aki, a UNESCO World Heritage Site in Canada's Ontario, Manitoba's Atikaki Provincial Park, and virtual tourism there, and how virtual tourism might work in 2 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, a hashtag UNESCO WHS, and hashtag Miyachoin Aki, and regarding hashtag virtual UNESCO WHS in hashtag realistic virtual Earth, hashtag for UNESCO WUHS, and with hashtag UNESCO Education Data and Statistics Project for data, and regarding hashtag virtual St. Kilda, Scotland, a 2004 paper I wrote in the School of Celtic and Scottish Studies at the University of Edinburgh in Scotland, and also hashtag Internetity and hashtag virtual Louvre Museum, a paper I wrote in a UC Berkeley class on tourism, art, and modernity in 2001 regarding entitled Gazing at the Box, Tourism in the Context of the Internet and Internetity, where I suggested internetity as a condition that social scientists might use to understand human processes, so the information age, might encompass and supersede both modernity and postmodernity as conditions that inform human actions, and particularly with regard to tourism studies, which may be one argument is the largest industry on the planet. So these papers are available online. I'm curious, back in 2004, I was curious how to visit St. Kilda, the island archipelago off the west coast of Scotland, off the west coast of the Hebrides, virtually. There was a National Trust for Scotland website with some early virtual reality, some QuickTime 360-degree videos and pictures and sounds, early multimedia, and a guest book, which people had signed from all over the world, those people who have visited this virtual St. Kilda website that the National Trust for Scotland made. And I asked them questions via the email addresses they left in a survey approach. How were they visiting this nascent sense, this nascent emerging virtual place? And also in the paper in 2001 at UC Berkeley, in what ways could we visit the Louvre Museum already online, virtually, in a virtual Louvre? And further, another set of related tweets, how best to visit Pimiachoen Aki UNESCO World Heritage Site, and regarding potentially 200 WUS UNESCO World University and Schools, UNESCO-oriented, and potentially with World University and School engaging with UNESCO's education wing, and particularly also with all the data they have, UNESCO has, the UNESCO education data and statistics that might inform these World Heritage sites that might happen online in virtual reality, in a virtual, realistic virtual Earth. And this is something I'm very interested in pursuing with UNESCO as we onboard with Grow with Google, and thanks to Peter Norvig's incredible article, Revolutionizing Education with Machine Learning and AI World University in School World Universities. So found also a third set of tweets in these regards, found hashtag Pimachuichuawan Aki WHS. What's unique about it in Canada is that it's the first mixed cultural natural hashtag Canada UNESCO WHS, the first unique mixed cultural natural hashtag Canada UNESCO WHS. I found it on September 6, 2024 on the UNESCO World Heritage Site. And there are many resources online for this mixed UNESCO World Heritage Site in Northern Canada. How could WUS create something virtually out of this? And what's further unique is that St. Kilda, as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, I think one of 4 back in 2004, was or may have been Scotland's first mixed cultural natural World Heritage Site. So both the waters around St. Kilda Island Archipelago off the west coast of Scotland, as well as the physical site where the St. Kildans lived until about 1929 or 1930, when they were evacuated by the British government for 2 different parts of Scotland and Australia. So how to create further, building on this virtual St. Kilda project that I wrote a MSc dissertation in the University of Edinburgh in the School of Scottish and Celtic Studies in 2004, seeking to visit an early form of it, of virtual St. Kilda, then in a new iterating set of developments with virtual UNESCO World Heritage Sites that would be both mixed cultural and natural World Heritage Sites. So St. Kilda and Pimachiaowen Aki World Heritage Site in Scotland and Canada. Stay tuned. Agenda item 4. There's a Shadyside Academy High School homecoming reunion on Friday, September 20th, 2024, and Saturday, 9/21/24. Could this be a WUS networking opportunity? I went to Shadyside Academy in the second half of the 1970s. And in these regards, curious how World University and School might possibly get Shadyside Academy students who have just graduated to matriculate online from home at World University and School for free MIT OpenCourseWare-centric WUAS degrees, as well as how in onboarding with Grow with Google, WUS might invite in Shadyside Academy to help with the accreditation process at Middle States Commission on Higher Education. And this is something World University and School will explore further in the upcoming weeks. Lastly, agenda item 5 on the nonprofit tax-deductible World University and School wing. Having a yoga teaching certificate from the state of California from the early 1990s, and not having taught yoga online very much at all, I wanted to ask a question regarding teaching yoga about newly in video. Can we bring some consciousness to doing yoga meditation? And I created a video with this and added the following related set of tweets to the Yoga Wiki School at World University and School, the Meditation Wiki School at World University and School, and the Consciousness Wiki School at World University and School. And the set of tweets regarding is as follows. Can we bring some consciousness to doing yoga meditation? And the Twitter feed at @Q_yoga macflower. And the video from last week, early September 2024, which is on the main World University and School YouTube video channel. And can we bring some consciousness to doing yoga meditation of the hashtag inner body, of exploring hashtag yoga from inside out, of exploring connecting with the vastness inside us, in the hashtag inner belly, with the Yoga Wiki School at World University and School, wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org/wiki/yoga, hashtag yoga WUAS. So this is, as a yoga teacher and a yoga learner, a new development in World University and School in asking how and can we bring some consciousness to doing yoga meditation of the inner body, from yoga from the inside out, of the inner belly at yoga WUAS. So moving to the other wing of World University and School, the WUS Corporation, the WUS Academic Press, the WUS Educational Services Stores, the second of 2 WUS wings. Agenda item A, a set of tweets, and regarding Also, my first Harbin Hot Springs ethnographic book, a physical digital ethnographic book published by the WUAS Press in 2016. It's a big book. It's an anthropology of Harbin Hot Springs in Northern California, which begins in its current form in around the year 1972. And the set of tweets reads, next, hashtag physical digital, hashtag Harbin Hot Springs ethnography at Harbin Book, number 2, in hashtag G Street View with hashtag time slider after publishing hashtag Soch Info Tech Global Univ. So Society, Information Technology, and the Global University, my upcoming next book. And via hashtag EthnoWiki Virtual World Graphy. So that's a new method in theory I'm developing. Ethnography is an interpretive practice of peoples. Wiki is a Hawaiian, wiki is a Hawaiian word meaning fast. So to curate or edit fast, an encyclopedia or knowledge generation source, such as Wikipedia or World University and School. And virtual world in EthnoWiki Virtual World Graphy refers to a group buildable world, 3D virtual world, such as Second Life or Open Simulator, or potentially newly in Google Street View with Time Slider, and potentially with hashtag text in the sidebar. This 7th book of mine, a second Harbin Hot Springs ethnography, would seek to innovate with the book, putting text in the sidebar and allowing us to enter into a virtual Harbin Hot Springs for research, but also for soaking, and also to publish a completely new invention of the book digitally, even with new hardware, and even to study bliss, loving bliss, hashtag WUAS bliss. And regarding, again, Peter Norvig's incredible Tulify AI WUAS article, Revolutionizing Education with Machine Learning and AI, World University and School, where he also mentions studying enjoyment and learning regarding Csikszentmihalyi's research on flow, the psychology of optimal experience, which I've been writing about for years, and studying bliss at a virtual Harbin Hot Springs. I think Peter has been to Harbin Hot Springs too. And I'm so glad he wrote this article, and that potentially, as the director of Google AI, he may be focused on how to create a realistic virtual Harbin Hot Springs and a realistic virtual Earth for mathematics, for ethnography, for research, academic research in so many different ways. Thank you, Peter Norvig. Agenda item B. So this also regards a virtual Harbin Hot Springs and asks a question: would you head into your bathtubs 3 to 4 times a day from home to hashtag meditate soak in hashtag realistic virtual Harbin, hashtag hot springs, and with a retweet of a Harbin Hot Springs pictures and a set of tweets? Would you head into your bathtubs 3 to 4 times per day to meditate soak in realistic virtual Harbin Hot Springs and to hang out? And for hashtag WUAS research, even per the first Harbin Hot Springs ethnography, hashtag naked Harbin ethnography, published in 2016 by the academic press at WUAS. I would, and also search on, quote, exploring bliss in a virtual Harbin hot springs in the Tulify AI article on World University and School, Revolutionizing Education with Machine Learning and AI, World University and School. So that's the news and question and answer for World University and School WUAS on Monday, September 9th, 2024. I'm Scott McLeod. I'm holding up a sticker once again with World University and School's URLs. I'll post the recording of this video to the main YouTube channel currently for World University and School, youtube.com/Scott McLeod World University, as well as to the main Twitters, twitter.com/HARBINBOOK. So that's the Harbin Book Twitter feed, as well as twitter.com/WORLDUNIVANDSCH, twitter.com/WUASPRESS, potentially also to twitter.com/Q_yoga Macflower, and others, such as languages, planning for all 7,164 known living languages at twitter.com/SGKMACLEOD. Until next time, till Monday, September 16th, I think, at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And the open WUAS monthly business meeting is on, I think, Saturday, September 21st, 2024 at noon Eastern Time, an hour long only, loosely conducted in the manner of unprogrammed Quakers, friends, monthly business meeting, and consensus oriented for one, online from your home. If you're interested in joining this open monthly business meeting, welcome. So till next time, bye and thanks. And if you know of students who might be interested, SGKMACLEOD, worlduniversityandschool.org is the email to reach out to for free MIT OpenCourseWare-centric World University and School degrees, online from home. Till next time, bye for now.